There's been a lot of people thinking that the end of the world is going to come. Ever since I was a kid in the 50s, there was always somebody holding up a sign saying, "End of the world, end of the world." But there's a lot more to consider here. You can go to some of my other videos and um, hear what some of my concerns are, but you can't dismiss it without just by saying, well, that's just a lot of crap. I mean, that's the kind of thing we deal with people when we say the New World Order. Oh, that's just a lot of shit. You just a conspiracy theorist and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just a nut. But they can't come up with any proof that there isn't. They just dismiss it because they don't want to believe it. And believe me, this is something you should not want to believe. But it is something that, if it's happening, a lot of the pieces of the puzzle, with everything from world economics to the weird weather. I am not a believer that cow farts are creating global warming. I don't think eating fewer hamburgers and raising fewer cows is going to put ice back on the polar ice pack. I also don't think it's a situation where you ought to impale yourself on a tomato plant out of desperation and depression. But I do think you need to look into the subject and see if there's any validity to it. And frankly, I don't know where some people are looking and not finding any proof, but I am looking and finding a lot of credible concern about some of these things. Like I said, it would certainly explain what is happening and why the governments are going underground, why we have deep underground military bases, and you can extrapolate without too much of a problem what's going to happen right after that. You can't be one of the people who end up saying, well, it's just crap, I just don't believe it. That shows nothing. You either prove it that it's not going to happen, you show proof that there is, that it will happen. Like, for example, and maybe somebody can help me out here. Let's play a game. Let's play a simple game. Let's just play a real simple game. Did we land on the moon? Well, of course we did. I saw all those things. Man, I was right there. I saw it on my black and white TV. I believed every bit of it. But there's a lot of stuff that brings into question whether we really did. Especially if you look at some of the movements of these guys. One of them was practically horizontal and then just raises up without touching the ground, just raised up like he was pulled up by a string back to the vertical position again. There are a number of other things that kind of bother me, but okay. So people say, of course we were. You're an idiot if you don't believe it. Okay, fine. Let's dismiss this whole thing. Let's point the Hubble telescope, a very powerful optical device, at the moon and show me the world, unbelievers, disbelievers, or just people who want to reaffirm their belief, the lunar lander, the rover, flag, whatever else we can see there. If we've got satellites that can read a newspaper on a picnic table, the Hubble telescope should be sharp enough in resolution, unless I'm totally wrong, and I could be, to show us some lunar landers. We've never seen any pictures anywhere of the lunar lander, the rover, and the poop bags and everything else we left on the moon. Just like on Earth, we leave a lot of crap out there. We're not good Boy Scouts. We don't leave it better than what we found it. So just point the camera there and show us. If not, and if they don't, and they've been asked to, and they said no, We've had satellites around there that could take some really good pictures, but still nothing has shown up. Prove it to us, and your credibility will be impeccable. Say no just because you don't want to, and your credibility is in question. And if in fact we do find out that there was no real lunar mission, you have to understand some of the guys that were up there, like Buzz Armstrong. Go back through some of their comments, and you'll find some very strange things. If we do find out that there was no mission and that it was all a hoax to make us look like we got there before the Russians and so on, then many other things we are in doubt about, we would have a stronger reason to question what's going on. Just prove it. What is so hard about, sure, swing that sucker around, take a couple of pictures, use Mount Palomar, whatever would be available to do that, and prove to us that the artifacts are there. If they are, terrific. If they're not so good for them. But I mean, if they did do it, what's the hesitation? Just do it. Show us. Tell everybody they're crap, and we'll believe all your other stuff, and it would probably work to our detriment, but prove it. But the point is, they're not. And if they already have, and I've missed them, somebody send it over. Post it. Let's find out. Otherwise, we have reason to doubt quite a number of things, including what's going on right now with the politics. The politics are going crazy. We're experiencing some rather weird weather. If it is astronomical in nature, I sure want the opportunity to be able to try and survive it. Be a lot of fun. But I don't think that's the plan. Look up Henry Kissinger and what he talks about population control. All the way back from the 70s. Let's just get some proof. If anybody's got any, please share it.